My name is Elena. I understand English when I read or listen, but when I try to speak, something strange happens. My words get stuck. My tongue doesn't move fast enough. I know the words in my head, but they don't come out. I feel trapped. Today in class, the teacher asked us to introduce ourselves. My heart started beating fast. I looked around. Everyone was talking. Some students spoke slowly. Others spoke with confidence. My turn was coming. Next, Elena, the teacher said. I froze. My mouth opened, but no words came out. Silence. Everyone was waiting. My hands felt cold. Go ahead, the teacher said kindly. I forced myself to speak. My name is Elena. My voice was small. I forgot the rest. My mind was blank. The teacher smiled. Thank you, Elena. She moved to the next student. I let out a breath. I felt terrible. Why was this so hard? I knew how to say my name. I knew more words. But when I had to speak, everything disappeared. After class, I stayed behind. The teacher was packing her books. I walked up to her. My words were stuck again, but I forced them out. I can understand, but I can't speak, I said. She turned to me. That's normal, she said. Your tongue is not used to English sounds. I frowned. My tongue? Yes, she said. Speaking is not just thinking. It's training your mouth. Your tongue needs practice. I had never thought about that. I thought my brain was the problem. But my tongue? That was new. The teacher continued. I know a method that can help you. I leaned closer. A secret method? Something special? I needed to know. She smiled. It's simple. You need to read out loud every day, and you need to practice shadowing. I blinked. Read out loud? Shadowing. What did that mean? She saw my confusion. Come tomorrow after class, she said. I will show you. I nodded. A small hope started to grow inside me. Could this really work? Would I finally be able to speak? I walked home thinking about her words. My tongue needed practice. Maybe my brain wasn't broken. Maybe I just needed to train my mouth like an athlete trains their body. Tomorrow I would find out the secret. Would it change everything? The next day, I stayed after class. My teacher was waiting. She had a book in her hands. I sat down. My heart was beating fast. She handed me the book. Read this, she said. I looked at the page. The words were simple. I knew them, but reading out loud? That was different. I cleared my throat. The cat is on the table. My voice was shaky. My tongue felt heavy. The teacher nodded. Again. I read it again. My mouth felt slow. The words felt strange. Again, she said. I frowned. Why again? I already read it twice. Again, she repeated. I sighed and read it again. This time, the words came out faster. She smiled. Good, now listen. She took out her phone and played an audio. A voice spoke. The cat is on the table. The voice was clear and natural. Now you repeat after the voice, she said. I hesitated. Repeat right after the voice? She pressed play again. The cat is on the table. I tried to copy. The cat is on the table. She shook her head. No, don't wait. Speak at the same time as the voice. At the same time? That sounded impossible. She played the audio again. This time I tried to follow. The cat is on the table, I said, but I was too slow. Again and again and again I was frustrated. This is hard. She smiled. Gee, yes it is, but it works. I didn't believe her. I felt silly. I felt like I would never get better. She stood up. Elena, do you know how babies learn to speak? I shook my head. They listen. They copy. They don't think about grammar. They just repeat. I looked at the phone. The voice spoke again. I took a deep breath. One more time. The cat is on the table. This time I spoke with the voice. Not perfect, not fast, but a little better. The teacher nodded. Good. Now do this every day. Read out loud, shadow the audio. Your tongue will learn. Would this really work? Could I finally speak English without fear? There was only one way to find out. That night, I sat on my bed with the book. I took a deep breath. The teacher said to read out loud every day. So I opened the book and started. The cat is on the table. My voice sounded weak. I cleared my throat. The cat is on the table. It still felt strange. My tongue moved slowly. The words didn't feel natural. I sighed. This was harder than I thought. Then I remembered the second part, shadowing. I picked up my phone and searched for an English video. I found one about daily life. The woman in the video said, I wake up at 7 a.m. I pressed play again and tried to say the words at the same time. I wake up at 7 a.m. Too slow. I couldn't keep up. Again. I wake up at 7 a.m. Still too slow. Frustration grew inside me. Was this really going to work? Maybe I wasn't good at English. Maybe I would never speak well. I wanted to stop. But then I heard my teacher's voice in my head. Your tongue is not used to English sounds, but it will learn. I took a deep breath. One more time. I wake up at 7 a.m. Better. Again. I wake up at 7 a.m. A little faster. I kept going. I repeated every sentence. Sometimes I got it right. Sometimes I got it wrong. But I didn't stop. The next morning I tried something different. While brushing my teeth, I said, I brush my teeth. While making my bed, I said, I make my bed. It felt silly, but I kept going. At school, I wanted to test myself. I saw my friend Maria. Usually I spoke Spanish with her, but today I decided to try English. Hi, Maria, I said. She smiled. Hi, Elena. I hesitated. I wanted to say more. My mind searched for words. I wake up at 7 a.m. I blurted out. Maria laughed. Okay. I felt embarrassed. Why did I say that? It made no sense. But then she said, I wake up at 6 a.m. I stared at her. She answered me. It was a conversation. A simple one, but still a conversation. Maybe this was working. That night I practiced again. More reading, more shadowing. more speaking. My tongue felt tired, but I knew something was changing. Was I finally learning to speak English? One morning I walked into class. I felt different. I had been practicing every day, reading out loud, shadowing, speaking to myself. My tongue was still slow, but I felt a small change. The words came out easier. The teacher smiled at the class. Today, we will have a speaking activity. My stomach dropped. Speaking? In front of everyone? She continued, each of you will stand up and talk about your daily routine. No, I wasn't ready. One by one, my classmates stood up. They spoke. Some were slow, some were fast, some made mistakes, but they spoke. Then the teacher called my name. Elena, your turn. My hands felt cold. My heart pounded. I stood up slowly. I looked around. Everyone was watching. I opened my mouth. Nothing came out. Not again. No. I had practiced. I had worked hard. This couldn't happen again. I closed my eyes for a second. Then I heard a voice in my head, my own voice. I wake up at 7 a.m. That's right. I had said that sentence 100 times. I knew it. I took a deep breath, and then I spoke. I wake up at 7 a.m. I heard my own voice. It was clear. It was strong. I continued. I brush my teeth. I eat breakfast. I go to school. I wasn't thinking about grammar. I wasn't translating in my head. The words just came out. I looked at my teacher. She was smiling. My classmates were nodding. I finished my sentences and sat down. My hands were shaking. Had I really done it? Had I really spoken English in front of everyone? The teacher clapped. Great job, Elena. I felt something new. Pride. For the first time, I believed it. I could speak English. After class, I felt proud. I had spoken in front of everyone. I had done something I never thought I could do. But then something happened. Maria ran up to me. Elena, you spoke so well. I smiled. Thank you. She tilted her head. Can you help me? I blinked. Help you? She nodded. I can understand English, but I can't speak. I stared at her. Those were my words. That was my problem. But now someone was asking me for help. I thought for a moment. Then I took out my phone and played an audio. Listen, I said. Maria listened. Now, repeat with the speaker, I said. She hesitated. I can't. I smiled. Yes, you can. Again. She tried. She was slow. Her voice was weak. I knew that feeling. Again, I said. She tried again and again. I saw her frustration. I knew what she was thinking. I had been there. She sighed. This is hard. I laughed. Yes, but it works. She looked at me. How do you know? I pointed at myself. Because 2 weeks ago, I was you. She blinked. Really? I nodded. I thought I couldn't speak, but I practiced. My tongue learned, and today I spoke in class. Maria's eyes widened. So, it really works? I smiled. Yes, and now I will help you. She took a deep breath. Okay, one more time. She played the audio again. This time her voice was stronger. I watched her and realized something. I wasn't just learning English anymore. I was teaching it. Had I really come this far? Was I really helping someone else now? This journey wasn't just about me. It was about us. Maria and I practiced every day. We read out loud together, we did shadowing. Sometimes we made mistakes, sometimes we laughed, but we didn't stop. One day Maria came to me, excited. "Elena, something happened." I raised an eyebrow. "What?" She smiled. Today in class the teacher asked a question, and I answered. I gasped. "You spoke?" She nodded. "Yes, the words just came out. I didn't think. I just spoke." I grinned. "See, I told you." She laughed. "You were right. This works." I felt proud, not just for her, for us. We had done this together, but then something even bigger happened. One afternoon, the teacher walked up to me. "Elena, can I talk to you?" I felt nervous. Had I done something wrong? She smiled. "I've been watching you. You have improved a lot." I blushed. "Thank you." She continued. "And I see you helping Maria." I nodded. "Yes, she's learning too." She tilted her head. "Would you like to help more students?" I froze. "More students?" "Yes," she said. "Many students are afraid to speak, but you understand that fear. You know how to help them." My heart started beating fast. Me? Helping others? I thought about my first day, how I had been too scared to speak, how my words had gotten stuck. And now the teacher wanted me to help others? I looked at Maria. She was smiling at me. I took a deep breath. "Yes," I said. "I want to help." The teacher clapped her hands. "Wonderful. You will be a great helper." That night, I thought about everything. A few weeks ago, I thought I would never speak English. But I had been wrong. My tongue had learned. My fear had disappeared. And now I was not just speaking. I was teaching. If I could do this, anyone could. And now it was my turn to help them. I used to think speaking English was impossible. I believed my words would always get stuck. I thought my tongue would never learn. But I was wrong. I wasn't bad at English. I just needed practice. I wasn't the only one. So many people understand English but are afraid to speak. They think they can't do it, but they can. I learned something important. Your tongue is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. If you are afraid to speak, don't wait until you feel ready. Start now. Read out loud. Repeat words. Shadow English speakers. Speak even if it's not perfect. One day, you will surprise yourself, just like I did.